Hi there, I'm Becky Hammond and welcome to Isogo TV. Wherever you are on your strengths journey, I want to help you take your greatest strengths and apply them to your everyday work and your everyday life for more thriving success, more energizing moments, and less frustration all the way around. And if you've joined us for the last 3 weeks, that you know that frustration piece is what we're addressing head on. Eradicating frustration in our teams and in our work. So today, at episode 40, Eradicating Frustration in Our Team, part 4, Set the Vision. We are going to be talking about those people who help us cast the vision, who help us ask the best questions so we can make the best decisions to move forward. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to be sharing a resource that helps bring this all together. So stay tuned for that as well. I'm excited to dive into this last seat on the bus. So let's dive in. So today we're exploring the last amazing set of talents that fall onto the 4th seat on the bus. And this bus here, our last little guy, last contributor of the team, is this one here. And he's holding the map. But not only is he holding the map, he actually probably helped draw the map. Because people who are sitting in this seat on the bus, who are sitting in the strategic thinking domain, are those who are helping us set the vision. They're setting the course for this driver guy to follow. You know, we talked about him being able to take ideas and run with them. The guy holding the map is the one with the ideas. They're the ones that can see what the future could look like and how we can paint a road to get there. They're going to be the ones that ask questions to help us make the best decisions. Out of the 34 StrengthsFinder talent themes, there are 8 that fall into this strategic thinking domain. Those are analytical, context, futuristic, ideation, intellection, input, learner, and strategic. And so if you have strengths in this strategic thinking domain, in this area, if a lot of yours fall into this area, you might feel like this describes you, that this might be your most valuable contribution to a team environment. So that when you're sharp as a star, you're focusing on these strategic thinking strengths so that you can contribute to the well-roundedness of the team. These people who fall into this domain are those who can help us paint a picture of where we're going. They're the ones that are direction casters. They're helping us to be able to see possibilities. What's out there? What are the different alternatives that we might possibly take? And they're the innovators. They tend to have more of the imaginative ideas, and they're just going to throw things out there, knowing that we're not actually going to take every single one of those paths, but that if we don't have all the different ideas out there, we're never going to know which one's the best one. And they're the ones that are going to be asking really targeted questions. And it might seem to some of you like a lot of questions, especially if they're analytically or deliberatively minded. They're going to be able to see and predict some of the risk and some of the possibilities that some of the rest of us maybe can't readily see. And so they're going to start asking questions about that even before we get there. And so in order to provide this amazing contribution of being able to make the best decisions and helping us get to the best decisions, the rest of us around people in strategic thinking domain need to help create an environment where those strengths can really thrive, what their needs are. So one of those things is the freedom to explore possibilities. To people who maybe are sitting in this seat as the driver, possibilities are frustrating. People who are sitting in that seat want to move forward. They want to follow the map. But people who are holding the map know that sometimes unexpected roadblocks come up. And so we need to have the flexibility to be able to consider alternate possibilities, because their skill is going to be when they get to that roadblock, they're going to be able to see what's the side path that we can get around and get back towards our goal. And so they need the freedom to be able to explore those different alternatives. They also really need something that's scarce in our society, which is time to think. That they're going to be able to bring their best ideas and their depth of wisdom if they have times literally scheduled into their calendars to think, to put thought into these things. They also need freedom to express ideas and to be able to explore possibilities that they know aren't necessarily going to be something that we do, but that they can feel like their opinions and their thoughts are going to be taken and are going to have an impact going forward, that they have the freedom to be able to explore those things. I have a friend and colleague who is an amazing coach and consultant, and 3 out of his 5 StrengthsFinder talent themes fall into this area. He leads with communication and connectedness, which fall outside of strategic thinking. And then he has learner, input, and intellection. And I love seeing how his strategic thinking mind works. For one, he uses his long jogs as his time to think. He comes back from that focused, alone time inside his head with so much more clarity about direction for his clients. He works things out that his clients are struggling through these runs, through this time to think of bringing this talent of intellection. And then his learner and input that are a part of the strategic thinking domain create just kind of a ravenous desire to learn, to gather new information, and to be able to provide that information to the people that are around him. I mean, he reads more books than any person that I ever knew. And he takes that information and almost immediately puts it to work so that his strategic thinking domain is providing value right away. So if you resonate with my colleague Mark, or if a lot of your strengths fall into the strategic thinking domain and among those 8, then you might be the one who's helping us draw that map and hold the map so that we can paint a picture, that you can paint a picture of the future and the vision of where we're going, and ask all the questions to help us get there. So let's use this. And if you've been around for the last 3 episodes before this, you know where I'm going here. Our first of 3 steps today is about you. If you feel like you're the one that's holding the map, or you've drawn the map, then this is part of your unique contribution to your team, and a place that you can more intentionally show up and give those things to your team. And you can start to realize, what are the things that I really need to be successful? What types of things need to be true about the environment around me for these strategic thinking strengths to thrive? And then step 2, about others. And again, this is the most important step in eradicating frustration, that we recognize the people on our team that contribute in this way, that they're the map makers. They're the ones that are casting ideas for us and asking questions. So it's time for you to recognize them, to say, yeah, I think that maybe this is that person's role, and there are things about that I appreciate, and call them out for it. Send them an email or a quick couple lines in a meeting to let them know that you value this, because that type of proactivity, that type of recognition is what is going to help you make steps towards eradicating frustration and bringing the most productivity to your team and loving to come to work every day. And then step 3, if you haven't already watched the previous 3 episodes and know about the other 3 seats on the bus, then go back and do that, because that will help round it out and allow you to have what it takes to eradicate frustration. And finally today, there is a resource, an awesome infographic that we had put together for you that puts this all together, that you can put it on your desktop or print it out and have it be something that reminds you of these seats on the bus, these roles that we play in our teams, that we need to know where we sit and know where the people around us sit, so that we can appreciate and call out those things about each other. So head over to isogostrong.com in association with this episode 40, and you will find that infographic there ready to download. And if this has been helpful to you, I would love for you to rate, review, and share. You can rate and review over at iTunes and share. Share in your social network circles and also just with the people next to you. So thanks for joining me here today and for the last 4 weeks. And I hope that I see you again next week on Isogo TV.